You wanna let your kid play with my what? My story is nothing special compared to others, probably because I'm an asshole and don't fold to anyone. Cast. Me. Probably Jesus, you never know. GF. Girl Fury M. Some dumbus who doesn't respect firearms. CK. Adorable kid who was just curious. MK. My kid, the cutest kid in the world. I'm the future stepfather if you're curious. English is my only language, but I'm an idiot, so please chastise me because I can't spell and this formatting bullshit escapes me. On to the story. I'm at the park with my daughter and girlfriend helping her play on the slider. CK is running around with strangers, kid playing with a fake gun and finger guns. Now I'm trying to make it a personal habit to always carry my gun with me wherever I go. I fully conceal it as much as possible, but I'm guessing when I reached up to put my baby girl on the slide it must have revealed it, cause next thing I know I feel a tug at my shirt where my gun is, so I quickly turn around and it goes as follows. Me. What's up little buddy? CK. Let me see your gun, we are playing cowboys and he doesn't have one. Points to friend. Me. No sorry pal, no one can have this but me, it's dangerous. CK. Looks angry, pretends to shoot me and runs off. Over. I hoped but no. Soon I hear a ahem. Me. What? M. Why can't my kid play with your toy? Me. What toy? M. The toy gun on your hip. Me. No sorry, this is a real gun and it's dangerous. Proceeds to check to make sure it's still hidden under shirt. It is. M. So just take the bullets out and let him play with it. Me. How about you fuck off? M. Baffled look. Well, I never. What's the harm of him playing with it if it's unloaded? Me. I'm sure you haven't, and because loaded or not I'm not letting a child play with a fucking gun, you half-wit. Don't you have someone else's business to mind? M. I'm going to call the police because you have a gun at a park. Me. Go right the fuck ahead, it's a public place. M. Huffs and storms off. Not to he heard from. Was an annoying encounter that put a damper on my already sour day. Edit. This takes place in America. Ages me 23 GF. 22 MK to CK. Maybe like 5 to 7, was short but seemed competent. M. Looked a little older than me, so maybe like 25. M wants me to stop treating my young adult children as adults. Obligatory. I'm on mobile. English is my first language. Feel free to point out any grammatical errors. So a little backstory is in order. I have 2 young adult children living at home, ages 18 and 19. They both work and go to college. I trust my kids. I trust their decision-making skills. When they graduated high school and turned 18, new rules went into place. No curfew. Just call me and let me know if you are going to be out all night, so I don't worry. You can call me at any time for a pickup, no questions asked. Just don't be stupid and drink and drive. Yes, your so can sleep over or come over for the weekend. Just let me know what's going on. Pay a small rent during the summer when you are working full time and pay your part of the car insurance. You have your chores, I have mine. We all work together. I tell them if they are being assholes and they listen. In turn I listen to them. There is very little fighting or arguing in my house. This is their time to spread their wings and learn how to be a responsible adult and have me as a safety net. Lately one of my kids Sos has been spending a lot of time over my house. He is here pretty much all the time. 2 days ago I got a phone call from a number one didn't recognize, and I answered. It was my daughter's boyfriend's mother. M equals entitled mom. Me. Hello. M. You need to tell my kid he isn't allowed over your house anymore. Me. Who is this? M. This is Tommy's mother. Me. I already know where this is going. Oh. Tommy's mom. I have to say you have raised a great kid. He is always polite and respectful. In fact. M. Look. I don't care what you think about my kid. He is never at home. He isn't spending any time with me. Me. Okay. There isn't much I can do about that. M. Yes there is. Tell him he can't come over to your house anymore. I won't. I am home. And you set a bad example for my son. Your daughter has no curfew, and I am sick and tired hearing how nike it is at your house. I ice him and want him home. Me speaking very lowly and basically growling into the phone. Are you done yelling at me? M. I think I stunned her into silence. Me. I will take that as a yes. Do you trust the way you raised your son? M. What? Me, it's a simple question. Do you trust the way you raised your son? M, of course I do. What does that have to do with anything? Me, do you trust him to make good decisions? M, yes. Yes, of course. She is starting to calm down now. Me, mother to mother, I know things are not okay at your house right now. Her husband drinks a lot. I'm trying to give your child a safe place when things are not okay at your house. She starts to cut me off at this point, but I won't let her. It's not your fault. M. Me, he throws your son out for days at a time sometimes, doesn't he? M. Yes, I can hear her choking back the tears. Me, do you need someone to talk to? Would you want to go out to lunch? That way you can feel safer knowing whose house your son is at and that he is safe. M. That would be okay. We were on the phone for about an hour after that. What started out as an M was just a scared woman feeling very alone. Sorry there wasn't any righteous retribution, but I think it turned out okay. I'm going to try and get 19-year-old Tommy's curfew changed from 10 PM to midnight and maybe he can stay over for a weekend. No, I won't move from my reserved seat. Your child is 23 and doesn't need to sit with you. So this isn't going to go down in entitled parents folklore, but it happened to me yesterday and I just needed to share it somewhere. This is a standard M. Ek and me tale. I was traveling on a train yesterday afternoon back from seeing some friends. I was basically traveling the entire length of the route with a journey around 9 hours going over 450 miles north. So a long time. I had a reserved seat for the whole journey, with the seat next to me switching from being reserved for some of the journey for an hour or two, then being vacant. At around hour 6 of my journey the train was becoming very busy with families going home from day trips out. The next stop saw the person sitting next to me depart, and a woman who was looking and acting as if the group of scraggy students, like me, and families with little ones were far beneath her got on with a woman who looked my age, who were both looking around for a seat. The older woman, hereafter M, saw the space next to me and made a beeline for it, with the other woman, Ek, in tow. This is the conversation that followed. M, hi, I think you're in my daughter's seat. Me, oh, really? I'm pretty sure this is the seat I reserved. Doesn't it say so on the display? The train I was on had an automatic display saying whether or not the seat was reserved. My seat said it was reserved from my departure station to my arrival, while the seat next to me said it next became reserved at a station about an hour away. M. No, the screen's gone off. These are the seats for me and Ek. Now move. At this I got out of my seat to look at the screen, which still said it was reserved, and quickly sat back down. Me, nope, it still says it's my seat. The seat next to me seems free for a while. If one of you wants to sit down. Ek, why can't you just move? We are probably traveling further than you anyway. Me, sorry, but I'm really not going to move. M, raising her voice to attract the attention of others. I can't believe you won't have the dignity to let me sit next to my child. She can't just go and sit on her own. Me too, Ek. How old are you? Ek. 23, so probably older than you. You really should do what I say. I'm 21 and look it. Me, seriously? I won't move from my reserved seat. Your child is 23 and doesn't need to sit with you. I was feeling petty and so rose my voice to mimic M when saying this. M, that's it. We are getting the staff. I will not be spoken to like this by a child. With that they both left the carriage, and I didn't hear anything from any member of staff or anyone else, though a lovely little old lady who was sitting across from me said that she would probably have sworn like a sailor at M and Ek if they'd spoken to her like that when they'd gone out of earshot. The icing on the cake was when the train stopped around half an hour later. So 2 stops after M and Ek got on, I saw them both getting off and walking up the platform. It took everything not to give them a little wave as they skulked past. The whole beach wasn't enough. I recently traveled to a beach town to visit relatives. I'm there so often quite a few people think I'm a local. Both locals and tourists are pretty good at respecting personal space and won't sit right next to 4 in front/behind you. In my 20+ years of making multiple visits per year I have never had a problem with tourists until my most recent visit. I get to the beach early, like at 8:30 AM, and I set up my chair and umbrella. There are maybe 5 other families already set up for the day, so there's no one within a 100-foot radius of me. For the next hour and a half I'm blissfully enjoying an audiobook, and a handful of other people show up. The entire beach is still empty. All of a sudden I feel a tap on my shoulder, thinking it was my relatives deciding to join me. Nope. It was an incredibly obese trashy looking woman, in her late 30s/early 40s, standing over me. Behind her was about 12 other people who appeared to have packed up their entire house, and were lugging in through the sand. She's Ep. Excuse me, but you're in our spot. Me, what spot? Ep, this is our spot. My family is staying at the hotel right over there, and we've been sitting in this spot for the last 4 days. You need to move. Me, no I don't. I was here first. Ep, I said this is our spot. This whole stretch of beach is reserved for hotel guests only. Me, knowing that not a single hotel reserves spots or parts of the beach for guests. Okay, well go get someone from the hotel to move me. If you can find someone I'll gladly move. Ep, well there's no one working right now, you're just going to have to believe me. Me, there is literally miles of open beach. Pick a spot and enjoy your vacation. Ep, both yelling at me and her family. This lady has just ruined our vacation. We need to find a different spot. So she and the rest of the family plopped their stuff down literally 10 feet to the left of me, despite the entire beach still being open. For the next hour I pretend to be asleep listening to my audiobook, but instead I'm listening to Ep. Every word out of her mouth is how much of a bitch I am, how it was so inconvenient that she had to carry her stuff an extra 10 feet, etc. I was overjoyed when the lifeguard kicked her and rest of the equally as trashy adult in her group off the beach for refusing to put out their cigarettes.